I didn't like my girlfriend's face, so I imagined a different one for her. When I confessed to Margaret after university graduation, her rejection was nothing like what I'd imagined even in my worst case scenarios. I almost wished she'd laughed at me or mocked me. Anything to make me hate her instantly. For so long, Margaret's perfect smile remained, but her blue eyes seemed to fade. She spoke slowly, confirming my deepest fear. I'm sorry, I don't feel the same way about you. My reaction wasn't the worst I'd pictured. I just nodded, wished her well, and walked away to talk to friends. I glanced back once. She'd already returned to her conversation, her golden hair tossed back with laughter, as if untouched by my breaking heart months later. I still hadn't forgotten her, but I didn't cry. I kept the bitterness inside, hoping it would fade. Around that time, I met Ava Warner, a new colleague. When I first saw her hunched over her keyboard, I was ashamed that my eyes went to her chest before her face. Ava had an average face. Thick black brows over brown eyes, behind thick glasses, short brown hair softening her square jaw. She greeted me warmly, showed me around the office, and helped me settle in. Within weeks, we were on first name terms. I asked her out for coffee. She said yes. She slipped in my life quietly, effortlessly. Our conversations flowed for hours. One autumn night after dinner, we walked through a park and sat by a pond. Ava read on her Kindle, leaning unconsciously against me. My arm found its way around her shoulders. With her orange, white scarf, Marcus, she whispered, her cheek against my chest. The peace I felt with her wavered. Her voice was soft but confident, as if she assumed I felt the same. I don't know why I told her I did. Part of me then. Part didn't. On where else would I find someone so easy to talk to, so caring and kind? Told beauty was skin deep, looks fade, but Ava's goodness wouldn't. That if nurtured, and I had no problem caring for her. I knew little about love. I'd never had a girlfriend before. Maybe real love meant overlooking what you dislike and cherishing what matters. On the other hand, I know it's cruel, but you'd understand if you saw her face. When she smiled, her brows arched and forehead wrinkled, aging her 10 years. Her brows were uneven. If you looked closely, her front teeth were longer, making her look rabbit, like if I focused too much. Some men might like that didn't, but her body, a total contrast. Ava's face and body didn't match, like attaching an average Westerner's head to a movie star's body. Before you judge me for the names you're thinking, no, I've already called myself worse. I knew I shouldn't reduce a woman her body. It wasn't my habit. But with Ava, I felt I had no choice. Dating, renaming things. Lunch became dates. My place became let's go home. Marcus and Ava became babe. The shift felt natural, yet I'd often wake to a pang of discomfort seeing her body, asleep beside me. Then her face. God, under bright moonlight, she looked like a man. I'd spent years waiting for a body to want my love. I just never thought about the face attached. I knew I was awful. Sometimes looking at her felt like punishment. While cuddling during a movie, a steamy scene made her squirm uncomfortably, like teeth bit her lip, fingers clutching the cross necklace. Want me to skip it? I asked. Slow. Sex always made her shy like a teenager. No. The TV light flushed her cheeks. Anyone else might thought Shay had allergies. My hand through her hair. My brave girl. The awful part's almost over. She scowled. Faces in my chest. It was cute. An excuse to hold her tighter. She grew quiet. We weren't watching anymore, just hearing it. She started talking about her conservative Christian upbringing, her fear of sex, how I made her feel safe. Her voice echoed as we moved together. You make me feel beautiful because it's true. I'm the most beautiful girl in the world. She giggled. I watched the cross bounce on her chest and wondered how badly I'd burn and how. I tried looking into her eyes as much as possible. I praised her when she made constipated faces when her eyes closed. I'd stare at her stunning body. I wanted to say being with someone so wonderful was worth it, but when my eyes clung only to her best parts, I knew it was half a lie. After the first time, she loved it. The good Christian girl shared her guilt, eager to jump into my arms whenever possible. I guessed I was decent at it, at least for her. Trouble started when she noticed I looked elsewhere more at her than least confident feature. It worsened during her period. She rarely complained otherwise, making life with her easy. But like many women, her sensitivity peaked then. While changing bedsheets, she burst into tears. "What do you love most about me?" she asked. The third time that night. "Your personality," I repeated, praying the moodiness would end with sleep. "Don't give me the safe answer," she cried, hugging a pillow. "You're always so vague. You think I'm ugly." Her tears came faster. "Jad, I just want to sleep and no energy for this. You don't like me at all. You think I'm easy." She sobbed into the pillow. "I'm sorry. I'm being childish." I sighed, rubbing her leg. "I love you." She wiped her tears. "Do you still think I'm pretty?" "I know it sounds crazy." "You don't." I paused. I hadn't called her pretty in months. Does it matter? She looked exhausted, the drained look after crying. It shouldn't matter this much. Her eyes widened slightly, like she'd finally seen through me. I couldn't let that happen. I cupped her face and kissed her deeply. "You're beautiful. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me." She smiled, and for a second, I believed it. When I woke at night watching her sleep, exhaustion blurred my vision. In the dark, I could rearrange the shadows of her face. If I focused hard enough, I could piece it together however I wanted. Once it became Angelina Jolie. Another time, Jennifer Lawrence. I assembled countless faces I thought matched Ava's body. For the first time in years, my heart raced like this. Golden-haired and soft-lipped lay beside me in my mind. I kissed her forehead, watched her smile in her sleep, and drifted off feeling like a boy in love. Seeing Ava in the kitchen the next morning, I remembered her real face. Last night's lie as she hummed, making breakfast. She kissed my cheek, handing me eggs and toast. I imagined Margaret again and kissed her back 10 times harder. My intentions were good. I wanted Ava happy. She deserved a man who cherished her. If I thought deeply, I realized I could be that man without fully lying. During sex, my eyes grew intensely focused. I tried smoothing her features with an imaginary brush, appreciating her natural face without borrowing from celebrities. But I still pictured clear eyes and long, silky hair. I wouldn't admit how long I'd done this. I'd grown addicted to the versions I created. The imagined Ava, the celebrity Ava. Mentally, I was fixing her, taking her apart, and reassembling her correctly. Our kisses meant more. Now she could be everything I wanted without knowing. My Ava was perfect. Guilt crept in one night as I woke to her sleeping peacefully in my arms, her face smushed into the pillow like a cute donkey. I wondered when I'd last truly seen her. I'd spent so long in harmless imagination that weeks or months might have passed. Gently, I lifted her face onto the pillow, deciding I'd face reality and live with real Ava. My real Ava was right here. When I tried to picture her, my spine chilled. Ava's face looked eroded to the bone. Muscles, the nerves clung to her jaw and brows like she'd been dead for years. She slept soundly, though her eyelids seemed stretched and cut away. I froze, wanting to scream, leaving my hand on her cheek. It felt surreal to dream. I didn't run. I stared as she stirred awake at my touch. Dry eyes rolled toward me. Horror, movie eyes with hyper, realistic disgust. I flinched. She whispered, nuzzling my hand, her voice a strange hiss through teeth. Her lips weren't there. I squeezed my eyes shut. Margaret was there, smiling coyly. I smiled back. Just admiring you. I kissed her forehead. She giggled. Why was this happening? Had I drowned in delusion? So long I'd forgotten her face. Or had I created the horror myself? I never knew my imagination could be so vividly grotesque. I must have slept somehow. I woke at noon. Ava, worried, felt my forehead for fever. She suggested a walk, saying I needed sun. As we walked silently, I noticed how the world had changed. Leaves dancing in summer wind, flowers blooming, worn bricks underfoot. How long had it been since that bench? How long had we lived together? Glanced at her masked face. How long since my first lie? How much longer? Guilt resurfaced. I squinted at her in sunlight. I wanted to see my Ava again, but I couldn't. I didn't want last night's horror. I feared what I'd see. She'd see my fear and think I hated her. I wanted by Ava's ghost and my selfish desire. She didn't need to know. One day, my imagination snapped. I couldn't see those beautiful blue eyes anymore. Mental exhaustion or guilt piling up against me. I tried not to react when Ava stood at the foot of the bed, looking even more grotesque, as if she'd taken an axe to her head. The left half hung loose, while the right stayed intact. I don't know how I still heard her. Like a memory, but a voice echoed and I couldn't focus. Watching neck muscles, watching twist and spasm each word, bloody teeth grinding. What's wrong with you? Her hand touched my chest. Please talk to me. I'm just unwell. I couldn't tell her the truth. It hurt her worse than anything. She didn't deserve my disgust. That's what I told myself. Eventually, I couldn't look at her face at all. I focused on other parts of her body. They stayed unchanged while her head and neck rotted away. Her body still looked hot, even with blood streaking her collarbones and soaking her shirt. Finally, I stopped hearing her voice. I don't know when or if she ever told me, but I saw her belly swell over months. I hadn't even noticed that much time passing. One cold November night, I didn't know if she slept or not, and kissed her belly. I held her for hours until I fell asleep. When I woke, she was gone. No blood, no trace, no scent. The sheets were clean and white as if only I'd ever lay there. I curled under the blanket and sobbed. The space she left felt freezing. Had she suffered too much and left? Had I erased her from my life? Or had she never been real at all? Ava, if you're out there, please take care of yourself. I ruined us, and I'm sorry. I've never felt such relief. Please like and subscribe my channel. If you enjoy the story,